But now the Batrider comes out, and that's going to force the hand of NaVi to maybe go for a Lifestealer. I don't know how I feel about that, though.
They are definitely forcing them out as either Lifesteal or Wraith in the scenario, because I was looking before this pick, I was thinking, maybe NaVi, you want something ranged, right? Because you don't want to stack too hard. You've got the control from Axe. But now, if you go for something like a Sniper, there's a perfect pick-off opportunity. Batrider will just jump the back lines and drag him to his death. You now need something that can maybe play around that mid-distance, something like a Monkey King, for example. But Monkey King doesn't necessarily play up well against the Batrider and the Juggernaut as the game goes on. And considering you don't have far pick as well, it'd be a bit messy.
What about Troll here? Does Troll work here?
He's not
Troll doesn't
terrible.
seem bad. Yeah, we're getting into the situation right now. Like this final pick, or this fourth pick, final pick in the second phase, is the awkward one, right? This is the one for NaVi that kind of, allows their opponents in, gives them a little viewpoint into what they're thinking about drafting. So theoretically, the plan might be to pick your mid hero now. Grab a Storm Spirit or a DP, something along those lines, and leave your safe laner until the next round.
I mean, I like the stats resistance build. I just don't like the fact that you're coupling it with an AA, right? Like, it's hard to get that cold feet off. Batrider gets like 3 stacks on you and then just dives with a Firefly. But they go for the Dazzle.
Sick.
This could act like this is smart as well.
Dazzle mid?
Well, this could be Dazzle or Ancient Apparition mid. We have seen some diversity towards AA as a mid being viable at the moment.
I wonder if Magical's played that at all.
I know
definitely not recently. I've not seen it in the past like 20 games when I went through their draft history.
I've definitely seen it be more popular in CIS and other regions, right? I know VP, for example, no one was leading away with that a lot.
It was a Dendy classic, back in the day. He brought it back a year and a half ago or so, kind of like, hey, look, I'm playing mid AA, guys, look at me. And then
the problem is, like, when you go for that AA core, you're usually looking towards something like a Spirit Vessel Rush, right? And you don't get that value that you normally would against these tanky strength heroes. You've got Magnus and that's it. So I feel like NaVi has to be leaning towards Dazzle mid.
Yeah, I think it is just Dazzle mid, honestly, looking at the way things are going. So Batrider is potentially a mid hero, potentially off laner. Magnus could play pos for, like, everyone has versatility, right? Everyone's kind of picked up a bunch of utility heroes, and then there's a Juggernaut, the sore thumb sticking out as the carry between the other 8 or the other 7 heroes.
I mean, in fairness, he could go mid. This is like, literally, look at this. Everyone's lanes are jumbled. They could just slot them in anywhere. And the Faceless Void ban isn't too surprising. I mean, they don't really have room for it in their draft.
Coming back to the Batriders quickly, the kind of theory I was talking about with the dogpiling and the kind of dangling of the axe or the Wraith King or whoever, Batrider is a very solid hero at counteracting that kind of play, because you're able to jump in, stop their movement, drag them back away from the objective they're trying to take into the waiting arms of your allied heroes who can rip them to shreds. But Batrider basically extends the initiation range of your opponents by dragging people away from the area they're trying to defend.
And of course, it's that territorial bound, right? As you just move around the fight more, so the Firefly just ruins any opportunity for a double blink initiation type lineup. Instead, NaVi say, okay, hunker down, boys. We're going to be here a while. We'll go for the classical choice. If you can't beat them in the early game, set up to beat them in the late.
So they've got the 4-man death squad, AA, Axe, Spiritbreaker, Dazzle, who the first 20 minutes are just going to be running around the map, causing chaos and havoc, trying to utilize Haunt as often as they can. Picking Spectre into Juggernaut, you get the illusions out. Make sure that Omnislash loses some of its value at the very least. And laning stage looks decent for NaVi. Batrider's really the only massive threat and problem you look towards.
There's the Queen of Pain coming out, ramping up that aggression. So Winstrike, they realize, okay, you've bid pretty high. Like, late game is your target if you're NaVi. There's no way we can match that bid. We realize that Juggernaut relies on being ahead of his counterpart. And we realize that you've chosen the best late game carry. And we've banned out the other one in the Void. So the only thing really left here is let's down our finish time. If we're Winstrike, we're aiming to be, what, up on your high ground like 25 minutes?
Yeah, it feels that way. Juggernaut with, like, Yasha Maelstrom, Magnus. I do wonder if he goes for Arcane's Blink from that position 4, because it will be a 3-bat, likely with the Boots of Travel Drums movement speed build that we very often see. They've got a lot of pick-off, a lot of combinations they can pull out. Decently long cooldown ultis that they do rely on, though, as Winstrike. And that's something that you worry as if you are the team that's trying to raise the tempo of the game and play a little bit faster than your opponents. NaVi, they do not rely on any ulti outside of Haunt. Everything else is short cooldown. They jump, they slay.
It's true. And you've heard me talk about Spectre in the past, Gareth. I'm usually quite against it, in fairness, right? Maybe it's because I don't like the way it drags out games in a very oblique way. But also, more often than not, it backfires because you're banking on late, and what do you have to get you there? The difference with this lineup is I look at NaVi's, I'm looking at these lanes like, okay, they're literally coming to beat the crap out of you in 2 lanes. It's not like let's survive, guys. Let's survive the laning phase and move beyond. As you said yourself, they're looking to stack up as 4 and just go on the prowl as quickly as possible. We'll see if they can make it pay off, because I actually, for once, I can't believe I'm saying it because I rarely ever say it, I like this Spectre draft.
Look at that chameleon. Look at him.
All right, he's reached that point. He's just focused on the skins now.
I need to restart the call. You're lagging a little bit for me.
Okay, let's restart it. It's all his fault, guys. Gareth. He wants to Brexit so fast, he broke his own internet.
Nice.
All right, there we go. Nice. Smoke coming out. NaVi. They actually have a lot of first blood potential at level 1.
They sure do.
And even if you just force Lil to level into Skewer, you're kind of at a loss. You support Magnus. You want to actually have a point in the power. See if it pays off. The wraparound is there.
I don't know. You Boots first, Skewer. Yeah, he's gone Skewer level 1 anyway. I think it's fine. I think Boots first. Level 1 Skewer. Magnus is just fine.
No fear, won't feel like things are fine. Charge comes through. Dagger's been thrown out as well. Stunned up, slowed down. Still touch out as well. Should be an easy clean into a kill. We'll be able to get both these bot runes after getting the first blood. They give it across to Magical, as you'd probably expect, because he is the mid in this game.
Yeah, give him the early nulls. Give him an extra salve early on is always nice. And this is pre-bounty runes as well, so he can start stacking up those null tallies very quickly. Second Stout Shield brought out for Axe. Blizzy potentially going to be looking to cut that wave in behind Tier 1, Tier 2. We'll find out exactly what he does with the help of Spirit Breaker down there as they go and contest bounty runes. Top lane uncontested, of course, with the 5-man smoke down south. Batrider for Non-Grata should be able to grab the double.
Silent does get the bot rune. So Blizzy was sad, look on his face, walk back and get his own rune, but it's free going the way of Winstrike. So that kind of counteracts the loss of life a little bit. Not fully, though.
So Spectre's going to have a rough time top against the Bat. AA Spectre's going to get hammered by Non-Grata. That's going to be rough for them. And then that leaves Winstrike the ability to try lane down bottom. Spirit Breaker's alone here. Blizzy is going to go and try and drag waves or cut waves. Whatever he may be doing.
See how it pays off. Usually the dynamic changes a little bit. Once your Spirit Breaker gets to about level 2, level 3, he might start to look to rotate here. And there are potential ganks that could occur here. You know, you have to be careful as Cumin, because if you are being charged onto and the poison touch is still active, a blink might not get you away. And top, we talk about Batrider and how fast he is, but if you're getting charged from the back, Cold Feet and this dagger can kill you off pretty easily.
Blizzy's got to be real careful. Being skewered into tower, or even just being skewered into like a creep camp here, could leave him
again.
Exposed. These boots
Oh, dear.
on the Magnus, look at him go.
He's trying to get around, but Blizzy's just ignoring it. He's running on through. They can't actually stop him enough. So that's fine. You left the Spirit Breaker in lane just to be a little bit annoying. He's almost got level 2, and Blizzy will just be able to stack the way through.
Might still get skewered though. Lil with the wraparound.
He really wants this, but where do you skewer to him now? Like, this is not really a bad place you can take him to anymore.
Yeah, you don't do nothing. Trying to deny some creeps under tower.
Well, they're doing it.
Nicely done.
He can't even get himself a single one. Speaking of CS, Crystallized off to a damn good start here. 8 CS up on the Spectre already. Compare that to the Batrider at 4. AA doing a good job of harassing him away so far. I guess the counter argument about your comment about, you know, Batrider, he's stacked up sticking napalms, it's hard to deal with him. Imagine Dagger being spammed out constantly.
Yeah, so Batrider's first 3 levels aren't going to be anything special, but when Bat gets to like level 4, this AA Spectre lane are going to suffer. Even with sticks, even with 10 stick charges, it is real difficult to lane against the Bat with sticky napalm and level 2 Firefly. Even if he gets like a value point in Flame Break, you might be able to get some kind of kill attempt there. But I think it should be pretty quiet on the top lane. Should be pretty quiet on the side lanes in general, honestly. Mid lane looking like a nice little setup for the Dazzle. Getting a good start CS-wise against Kuman's Queen of Pain.
Yeah, he has burnt through most of his regen already, though, is the problem. Human already being charged in the mid lane. They want to see if they can force him to overly aggress. He hasn't leveled into the blink at all. So he is vulnerable at the moment, but instead Spirit Breaker, he was just trying to escape and get back to base. Almost has his boots online. And look at this, they're moving in. They realize Blizzy doesn't want to tend to the lane already, so they'll tend to his jungle. This is the painful thing about Axe right now. Like, when you get this type of game, you look at their draft like, surely they can kind of contend. But Spirit Breaker's fully aggressive. He doesn't really offer any defense for the Axe to be able to go in lane and do things.
Imagine having two heroes hunt you in the jungle and force you away from creeps. Oh my goodness.
Of course, every moment away from XP not getting anything is bad for them to an extent, because obviously you want to get points on the Magnus into the Empower. Charge through again. Towards Cumin. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Non-Grata got a little bit too aggressive. They're chasing him down. The Firefly is going to run out soon. 2 more hits will do it. Crystallize, and there it is. He gets the kill.
That's a big mistake by Non-Grata.
All right, they looked on the Cumin. He finally leveled into the blink.
Yeah, so Non-Grata went to contest the pull across by the AA. He got a couple of stacks on the AA and then decided he wanted to try and go for the creep wave, then tried to go for the kill on the AA. And then he went under tower and took 3 tower hits.
Speaking of going on
it really wasn't a good look.
Zats dove. Cumin forced to blink away. Rotation in from NoFear. Actually going to take a lot of damage here. And actually, Zayats, he's committed hard here. Charging in on the Cumin. If he gets 1 bash, he doesn't even need that. He gets the kill and dies instantly afterwards. Meanwhile, the Chaser's on. Magical getting pretty low, but they can't finish him off. Diving under the tower right now. The dual breath as well. Got the stick. Turns around with the poison touch out. He says, I might die, but you're coming with me. Lil goes down. No fear. Trying to retreat. Rotation in. Zayats charging forward. He needs a few bashes. That's 1. He needs at least 1 more, but he won't be able to find it. He needs to move away because Cumin is here.
He didn't keep the poison on him. It's unfortunate. It wore out before he could get there. Couldn't keep that poison touch going.
Yeah, it's got ace now, though.
That's nice.
We can annoy Cumin. Here we go.
Whee!
Just get right round the back. He's like, if I get the target angle right. It's like a snooker player right now trying to hit 3 in 1. Realizes actually this is pointless. I should probably go back to that bot lane that's been left alone to Silent to do whatever he wants.
I mean, someone should be sent top to help the Batrider, I feel like. Magnus is stacking a bunch of camps to the... Okay, so that's helping in one way, I guess. Building up bank for the Batrider, that's nice. Bounty runes will be started to get grabbed up. Looks like a 3-for-1 again. Going the way of NaVi.
Different way around this time.
The other way around this time, exactly, yeah.
It is 3-for-1.
Last time. It is 3-for-1 the other way.
And obviously Axe now at a stage where he feels like he can come back to lane. Feels like an exiled knight finally arriving back in the kingdom of creepdom. Ready to farm up.
Trying on crystallized top.
I don't know if this works though. This is always a conundrum because if you start to dive too hard, the cold feet comes out with the chill and touch and the dagger. Even with like a level 2 Firefly, which is not even at, it's still level 1, you could screw up and die. Especially considering he doesn't even have boots yet.
It feels like Winstrike are losing 2 out of their 3 lanes though.
Yes.
Like bot lane, yes, it's Winstrike doing fine. Silent, Juggernaut farming, sure. But Blizzy is still jungling. He's going to get some stacks going. He's going to farm jungle camps. He's going to be fine.
And usually, I'd say this is classical Winstrike. This used to happen with Iceberg a lot, right? Like, your opponents would overpressure mid. Silent would be left alone to farm. The difference here is in that overpressure, while Cumin hasn't died a lot, Magical has 3 kills to his name. And he's basically drawing even on CS. It's not a good scenario to have a Dazzle get this sort of lead this early on.
Non-Grata, I felt, would have had a much better laning stage. Spectre AA, I might be straight up wrong on this, but I don't feel like they should be able to beat a Batrider as hard as they have.
I think the person wrong here is Non-Grata. He overextends a little bit. Zayats was charging from behind. He threw out the flame break just in time, but he should still die. As Crystallized dies for this kill. Better to find it. In return, they do actually lose Seneko, though. Took a little bit longer, but Crystallized finally just ends the life of the Batrider. And Zayats says, see you later, buddies. I'll be back same time next week. Sonic Wave out. Doesn't connect on the magical. No.
The dagger, is that enough?
Away. It is enough. Crystallized gets him the dagger. And a charge through. It gets another one.
Oh my god. Winstrike, what's happening?
When the timings and the stars line up. Oh no.
Seneko is the only casualty top lane as they dive the Batrider up there. They get a number of kills. I can't believe Spectre has TP'd mid though. That is something that never happened. Like, it was a sick play. Don't get me wrong. It's like the best play he could ever make. TP's mid, daggers with a soul ring to get the kill on the Queen of Pain. You just never expect it.
Because of the timing as well. We saw it. Zayat's like, all right, don't worry. I'll find another kill off the back of this. We just keep milling it. Lil is just trying to farm up desperately right now.
Spectre has soul ring treads wand. against a Batrider lane. This has gone horribly wrong. Oh, and Magnus is taking all the farm.
Yeah, but also Science is getting all the
Science
XP.
is taking all the farm.
Exactly. He's waiting here the whole time. They'll just heal bomb it up. Just try and milk it down. But this is the thing. Like, Lil was expecting a huge XP boost to get him close to 6. But Zayas was waiting in the tree line the entire time with this ward. Ouch. You know how we usually say the problem with Spirit Breakers is they charge around too much? They don't get enough XP. When there's a stacker like this, he just does all the work for you. The problem is he knows he's here, but you can't... Like, if you commit heavily on the Spirit Breaker, he instantly just charges away. And sure, you got rid of him, but then you've rotated 2 heroes to 1 spot.
Juggernaut's here. Level 2 in power.
Yeah, but now
Silence
Axe is left alone in map.
stacks.
Look at this. Gonna come out in the bot lane with the Haunt 4. They see no fear. They saw him rotate because of that ward. And instantly they strike onto Jakiro. Ice Path to buy a little bit of time. Batrider TPing in right now. They may have fluffed this a little bit. Crystallize needs to move away. Non-Grada, that's the last two to work with. And the Firefly activated. Lizzy's just backing up. He can't help tank this. Drag back with the lasso. Spectre taking a lot of damage. Ice Path there as well. He should fall. But in the meantime, Zayas gets found out by Silent. They did actually commit the Omni Slash, but in the bot lane, they do get the bigger kill into the Spectre.
There we go. Batrider finally on the board. Nice little TP down bottom to save the Jakiro. Keeps the Jakiro alive and gets the kill on Spectre, which is a huge one right now, as she was climbing the net worth chart just behind the Juggernaut not long ago. Now there's a good 800 net worth gap between her and Jug. Also slowing Blizzy down a little bit.
It's a very brave move by Spectre though, right? Because I just checked his skill build. It's not like you've got points in Desolate. You don't really have the damage. It feels like after what happened top, he's feeling himself a little bit too much.
Queen of Pain's getting heavily pressured, though. Has dropped 1,000 net worth. Dazzle pretty significantly ahead now, thanks to that Spirit Breaker consistently just charging in towards the Queen of Pain.
Not usually a lane that you think you have to worry about, right? With the blink away. There's no way Spirit Breaker cares. With that armor up, he's got the face boost already up to 11 armor. He'll happily dive the tower if need be. And now, charging across on a non-Grada. Goes touch out. Just stops it with the flame break so the charge doesn't connect. If they can keep the right clicks going, it doesn't look like they can though. They have to back away. Once again, Blizzy always the weak point because he's been living most of his life on about 1/3 of his HP. Ice Path out. Trying to get the runes. No fear decides to back up though. He's not going to give his life for this. That's not how support works. You give your life for a bounty every day of the week.
Kuman, Lil, and Silent are going to get the bounty runes up towards the top part of the map. But Seneko has been left here to crack level 6, and now you've opened up the opportunity for Ice Blast to come out when you've got a nice call or a charge coming in.
But I like
They'll
this.
try and pick him off. Omni Slash going to be there for Silent if need be. He'll go for the spin instead.
Lil?
Seneko's outplayed them.
Is that as much him outplaying or Lil helping him a little bit too much?
It's definitely always go with the positive.
Yes. Always an outplay.
It's always an outplay.
Seneko just sticking his
Charge bot.
4 fingers together saying,
Ice Blast in.
Ice Blast coming across. Non-Grada. No way healing up. He'll feel the burn. Try and return that feeling onto Zayas, but it won't work out. Tanky boy looking to move away. Kuman blinking forward, looking at a magical Sonic Wave through. He has got the Shallow Grave to work with. He needs to be careful. Press it out. Says, okay, Kuman, let's fight. Ice Path there. Kuman should be going down the charge. Will they get it killed first? Nope. Simultaneous timing, more or less. The call coming out to Magnus. Has the RP. Couldn't throw it out in time. He's trying to catch on to Zayas, but fails to do so. Just scaring Blizzy away now, though. Ice Path. Dodged by Blizzy. The TP rotation by Silent. A little bit too slow. Has the only slash to work with. Can't get close enough to Blizzy, though.
You've got to think, though, every time that Na'Vi trades, 1 for 1, or they get a pick off here, a pick off there, they get 2 kills, they lose a Dazzle, 2 for 1 exchange for them. It's good already, but you add in that extra Spectre factor, 4,600 net worth, 1,000 of the gold towards the Radiance. It is ramping up quickly for Na'Vi at this point. Silent has to have an absolutely stunning game on this Juggernaut to keep Winstrike in the running for this, it feels like.
Or if he falls behind in net worth at any point, just 1 point, it feels over.
Yeah.
Trying to get the Necro creeps. He might be able to. Shadow Wave can't heal him up. That helps you keep in the lead. If Necronomicons get fed. Cold Feet coming out. Ice Blast following through on the Silent. Trying to size step up. A nice power hung up. Beautifully done. The blast connects. Now the Horn as well. We're going to move forward. Silent pretty low. Cold Feet on to him again. Dagger thrown out. He tried for the He actually used it as well. Oh no. Shakira will join him in the grave. But not only do you die for that, you use your ultimate and instantly flop.
That was a nice blast, but it wasn't a nice Omni Slash, let me tell you now. That was very, very sad. Goodness gracious me. He tried to stay alive a little bit longer, tried to turn the damage on it onto Na'Vi, but couldn't get it out in time. Sick little turnaround there, and that's put Juggernaut out of fighting shape for a solid 20 seconds now. They move on to the Batrider, 1-after-1. The short cooldown ability for NaVi, that's coming out to play now.
The desperation showing there as he just goes for the last two. Axe gets caught trying to TP away, but you're happy with this trade straight away. Cool. Buys a little bit of time. Makes them work for it. Make sure everyone else gets out. I'm just thinking back to that Juggernaut Omni Slash. It's literally like, you know when you see in the movie, like the kid trying to take on the big hulking samurai, and he just like hits him with a sword and then drops the sword as it clangs out of his hands. That is literally what that looked like.
Dangerous scenes. But you think about that extended fight, right? It's not just a 2-for-1 and a 2-for-1. That's 4-for-2. And it's 3 core kills, 4 core kills. The Quap, the Jug, the Bat. 4 core kills in quick succession. Winstrike bleeding out very quickly.
2-for-1, 4-for-2, 3-for-1. Right now, we're sounding like a bog-off show. Every time NaVi goes in, they buy one, but they get one free. That stands for buy one, get one free for you non-English folk. Yeah,
it's so much better in Southeast Asia because they don't like waste time using useless words. It's buy one free one. It's not buy one get one free. It's just buy one free one.
I like to send mixed signals though, you know.
Nope, buy one free one.
No fear.
It's beautiful.
Just cooking things here. Well, he got the Necronomicon creep. It's worth his life. NeverStrike will make sure that it is worth his life or not, because he gets hit back into the Ice Blast and dies off.
And there, you know, we talked about the AA in quite a decent length over the course of today. We've seen it a couple of times. But the fact here that you have an AA who can pair up with the Axe, with the Spirit Breaker, even with the Spectre to a large extent. You've got setups, you've got global strength, you've got this macro ability to play the map wide, spread out, and find pickoffs, even without committing heavily with your heroes. Ancient Apparition just enables so many kill attempts that you would not ordinarily get.
He's getting decent XP. He's almost at level 10. And remember, this is a hero with a GPM talent. So if you let him race towards 10 this quickly, you're going to be punished heavily. And you can already see, he forces their attention. 2 of them came bot. Couldn't do anything, just TP's out.
Kuman has Midas queued up. So I'm just going to go out here and say that's a signal of them feeling not comfortable in this game. They want to extend it. They know they're against a Spectre. They know that early game hasn't gone their way. They want to wait out to late game until Juggernaut, Magnus, Quap scale. You know, Queen of Pain can scale into right-click. That's not a massive problem. She's not that complete mid-game tempo controller, snowballer that she used to need to be to actually play Dota properly. Now she can actually scale into some physical right-click damage output.
The flip
But
side
I don't
is
think that's.
you're
I just don't
against
think that's where you want to. Exactly, that's not where you want to be against the Spectre. Exactly.
I guess the good news is that Juggernaut, because he doesn't have to build a Battle Fury in this game, he does have room in his 6 slots for a Silver Edge eventually, which you're going to need against the Spectre. The question is whether anyone builds a Spirit Vessel, though, because I feel like you're going to need one sooner or later. I mean, there's a lot of beefy boys on the side of NaVi.
Beefy girls as well.
Well, that's indeed right. And that beefy girl heading towards the Radiance, getting ever closer. 800 off the Relic. Decent timing at this rate. You can already see the mech starting to be built into by Magical. He stops at the level 1 Necronomicon, as we see so often, because level 1, it's efficient, it helps ramp up your farm. Anything past that's a little bit overkill.
What's Magical up to? Necro 1 into Greaves?
Yeah.
Wait, does he have Necro anything else?
Ice Blast. Oh, jump in. Juggernaut's gone. Whoopsie.
I'm sorry, what? Oh, that's Blizzy's Blink reveal, right?
Yep. Totally worth it as well, because the only thing you're concerned about is this Juggernaut. And now you don't care. Cold Feet coming out. Last year as well. Non-Grala, he's not moving away quick enough, though. Just in time before the Cold Feet procs. And Echo walks back into the Ice Bath, burning up in multiple forms right now. Jalagrave has saved the day. There's the Horn in as well. Non-Grala getting pretty low. Cool. Connects on the Queen of Pain, trying to do enough damage to bring it down. In the meantime, they'll find the kill onto the Batrider. Skewer back. P connects onto 2, drags them in. Sonic Wave doesn't clip onto them, though. Sat still running for the high hill. Blizzy getting low. Will go down to the final hit and Crystallize, retreating for the high ends of the map, as they can't find the kill onto him. That was the big value target they wanted. But in the end, the big combos only net them a kill into Blizzy. And the Ancient Apparition, in fairness, died at the start.
Oh, man, that fight was so they get the Juggernaut to begin with. That's sick for NaVi. They continue on and they want to get those additional bonus kills, and they nearly get a couple of them. That was so very nearly a sick turnaround by Winstrike. You know, the RP, the Sonic Wave, they nearly kill 3 heroes in quick succession there to turn the fight on its head. The fact that NaVi can escape in a 2-for-2 exchange, killing the Juggernaut for your Axe and your Ancient Apparition, perfectly set up by NaVi there. Keeping Spectre alive. She's got money for Relic now. They're going to do a quick shrine. But the big thing continuing on for my point, is the fact that now Sonic Wave, RP are down. The Radiant did not get any kills off the back of them. That's your Blink reveal on Magnus. RP used, Sonic Wave used. What do you rely on now? What is your play now? Where do you go? You've got to farm jungle. You have to keep extending the game. And you're stuck in the bog. You're stuck in this situation where you just need to keep extending against a Spectre, which is absolutely suboptimal and not ideal. But it's what you got to do.
Well, we mentioned the bog off deals, and now it's the bog down moments. And, you know, there is the blink coming up soon for Batrider, but who are you jumping on? The only person who's ever going to be alone is the Spectre, right? Not the easiest target to burn through, though. Especially considering he's soon going to have his own burns. His Crystallize getting ever closer to that Radiance. Now we'll burn throw down the mid lane. The Mac prepared to try and get rid of the creep wave. Skewer back. Gets Death on the high ground. There's the last through. Ice Blast to try and protect him. That's around a half HP. Does have the Shallow Grave. Gets out in time after the Ice Path. Then connecting. Magnus gets caught up by the cool. Cold Feet on him. Dumped down and killed off. Magical knows he's dead, though. Trade 1-for-1 so far. Definitely favoring the side of Winstrike. All the while, though, there's a big difference here. Winstrike, they brought everyone to that fight.
Yeah.
NaVi, they just kind of left a small someone in the jungle farming up that Radiance.
Absolutely. Silent is still top of the net worth, though, by a solid 1,400, so we're keeping the Juggernaut in the position he needs to be. Not all doom and gloom for Winstrike just yet. The trouble is, when Blizzy gets that Blade Mail, which he has just queued up, things turn around for Juggernaut again. He'll start killing himself on that Axe's Blink call. We're actually looking for a jump down bottom. Silent's going to come in for this creep wave, but he doesn't expect the sneaky ninjas hiding in the trees.
Got true. Gets to spin out in time, though. The Core's there to control him up. RP, but the Ice Blast connecting on the free. They need to get rid of the Axe quickly. They should have the damage to bring him down. Feels like mistakes made there. They tried to start with Zayas charging in. I feel like maybe if you never strike, but that's a little bit bold.
Yeah, they, Juggernaut maybe didn't expect the two heroes lurking and being invis hiding there, but those two heroes from NaVi, Axe and Spirit Breaker, didn't expect the Jakiro and Magnus both being readily available to jump in.
Zayas forced to use a drum charge. There was some contemplation there. Silent was going, do I Omni Slash? Once he sees the drums, though, he's like, okay, no, I got value out of him. Problem is, Zayas is getting value out of this game. He's almost got he's on his way to a Spirit Vessel. Not far off now.
You now have NaVi Raddy Haunt. It's go time. All your spells are ready. Again, NaVi doesn't rely on any... It's party time. So, again, back to the end of the draft, we talked about cooldowns, right?
Jumps in the call. Yeah. Ice Blast out. Cooldowns aren't required for this. Nothing big committed to get an easy kill on a non-grata.
Like it's an Ice Blast that's back up in 30 seconds. That is the longest cooldown they expend there. Haunt is the one cooldown that NaVi have that they need to treat as a valuable resource that they need to time and get a big kill out of or a big objective out of. That's really their prime objective.
And Jakiro. Oh, mistakes made. Blizzy moves forward with the call, trying to drag Jakiro back towards Magical. The Necronomicon creeps out. No fear. We'll be fearful of what's about to come in. That's a very fast cow just plowing towards you. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just reaching that point where I'm looking at Zayas' net worth. I'm like, where did he get all this gold? Drums, phase boots, earn, has the VIP booster now as well. 20-minute mark as a possible. Never strike. Forces out the Manta. Silent has got the Omni Slash. Haunt being thrown out though. That's gonna tank the whole damn thing. Moves across the creep wave. Now Silent, he's stuck on the side. The Haunt on the back line. Lil forced to just try and move away after the skewer. The charge proof control up the Juggernaut. The last two forced out already, but it's a defensive one. The problem is you left behind your Juggernaut. Queen of Pain trying to move away will be able to do so, but non-grata, the Fireflies ran out. They'll be able to chase him down. The Battle Hunger there. The charge on through. The burns to just tick him down. Non-grata should die to this. Zooming in, no fear trying to do enough. Jump in with the cool Lil. They can't do anything. He's got the RP. He'll connect on the free heroes. The Maccabi down. It might be enough. Sunny way through. Yes! They get through the Axe, but they can't get through more.
No, Kuman, don't make it like that! No!
You saw the mech! What are you doing? He's gonna go down. Spirit Breaker dies in response. Crystallize, stay alive with a Shallow Grave, moving up the high ground. Looking on no fear, wants to try and get the kill. He needs to move away. He knows he's dead. I'm surprised he didn't just dive to finish off the kill under no fear. The Ice Blast, though. Oh,
Ice Blast, Ice Blast, Ice Blast.
A moment of Gets out. Just in time.
He tipped him. He preemptively tipped him as well. Suneko, you cheeky devil. yeah. Look. Yeah. All chat. Nice.
Maybe if you were paying a bit more attention to your Ice Blast instead of your all chat, you would have got the kill.
Sick.
Still, the biggest deal there is that they got rid of the Spectre on either side, right? Like that, they committed a lot for it, but Spectre has been slowed down again, and Juggernaut's still out on the field farming.
I mean, Juggernaut brought back. Like, yeah, that's still not ideal. Still not ideal in that situation. And again, we have to talk about the cooldowns. I wanted to before that fight, but it all broke out incredibly quickly. But it's a good talking point now as well. Omni Slash down for 45, Sonic Wave down for 50, no RP for 60, no Lasso for 10 seconds. It's coming back up soon. But we look at NaVi, and what have they got? Absolutely everything outside of Haunt, which is back up in 45. So they can make plays with the Ice Blast, with a Blink Call, with a Spirit Breaker charge. They are not locked down to anything. They can play Dota 2 consistently, continuously. Whereas Winstrike, they feel a little bit bound and locked in to what their ultis bring. Smoked up as they move out across the map, though. Lasso is here for the Batrider with drums and travels. Catching a hero is difficult, though. They need a blink and a skewer and then a nice little lasso from Bat. And they're not going to find a single target because Dire have scanned them and they know they're up on the high ground.
That does tend to make it a little bit harder as NaVi. They preemptively read that perfectly. They'll just hide in the triangle of safety. A safe haven for them. And they know there's no risk of Winstrike going into that Roche pit because they're too scared of this Ice Blast. I think that's the other beautiful thing about this AA is like you pick this Juggernaut, it's something that maybe sometimes slips teams' minds because you don't see it as a counter to it often. You can't go for these kind of aggressive, constant pushes off the back of healing wards because of those Ice Blasts.
Yeah. Exactly. Man, Zayat has full Spirit Vessel and has now got BKB queued up.
Where is he getting this gold, Gareth?
Farmer Johnson's been feeding him. He's a big boy. He's a stud. He's a steer.
Lord, no pit. Looks like they're eating dragon meat tonight. The charge through, never strike, non-grata, now the Haunt in, looking for the kill. Spirit Vessel out, non-grata, Sonic Wave gets fluffed. Only connected on one, the Haunt just stabbing the back line. Non-grata's gonna go down, double kill already for Crystallize, and Silent needs to run. He needs to escape from this. He can't look to Omni Slash because he knows they will tank it up. Beautiful move, and beautifully done by this tanky beef boy here. Zayat, he did not hesitate there. He says, Batrider is my goal in life. Nothing changes.
Juggernaut nearly has Scardy though, and empowered Scardy Manta Jug with an RP and an Omni Slash. They like Winstrike is still in a position where they can theoretically 2-spell wipe NaVi, right? An RP into Omni Slash can 2v5 NaVi quite easily.
But this isn't your Mjolnir Moonshot type build, right? Where you're machine gun Omni Slash, right? It's Scardy's good, don't get me wrong, but it's not the huge boom.
No, it's still stats with Empower, though, right? It's still Empower, Cleave with crits and damage. Like it depends almost entirely on the crits coming out from Kuman. No, from Silent on the Juggernaut.
I guess my only concern is like NaVi is this type of lineup with their tanky heroes. They could just pass you back and forth, right? Like, yeah, it's your turn to carry the Juggernaut on your back with him plunking you with his sword. It's your turn. And you know, Axe, Spirit Breaker, Spectre, they are all tanky, and you got the Shallow Grave save. I feel like maybe the machine gun, like, I like to call it the machine gun Juggernaut, right? Where you build this attack speed, especially with the Empower, just to make sure someone dies before there's even a Shallow Grave. Might have been good. But I guess maybe his process is, after I do Omni Slash, what do I do next with that build? This way, I can actually tank and stay in the fight. Tanking Roche right now. Problem is they know about this. They're moving in, so I have to charge straight into the pit with the bulldoze. He moves pretty fast. Smoke.
I'm still waiting for Kuman to have a game.
See what's going to happen here. Lasso's going to come out. Dragon Dazzle down right now. Blizzy in with the call. No, the RP turnaround, but the Blade Mail's already out. The Ice Blast flying through connects. One dead already. Dazzle goes down. Omni Slash out on the Blizzy alone. This spin through as well. The buyback comes out from Dazzle. The Stable Strike is going to be used. Silent needs to get out. It's Ice Puff to try and cover his escape, but they're moving in. Spirit Vessel is out. Man to try and dodge it out. Buyback comes out from Blizzy. Crystallize. Sonic Wave's going to push him back, but the Shallow Grave save his life. Silent staying alive for the time being, but Crystallize has the dagger. Going to pursue on through. Non-grata. He's going to give his life for this. The charge, not quite there, but Silent getting pretty low. The pings come out, but it's too late. They get to the shrine. Crystallize. Chase forward with the dagger.
Nice.
Going to be used to stop the charge. Buybacks out on both the Magnus and the Batrider, but they've used their big ultimates, and Crystallize still chasing. The call comes out. Silent. They'll find it. They'll dunk him down the skewer. Too late. And Lil. It's too late. Kuman trying to do what he can, but all he can do is die. Lil, Spirit Vesseled up. He can't get out either. And off the back of that, they've got Haunt available. Even if they want to try and hunt the Batrider, they could. But instead, they say, wait, objectives, guys. They've opened up everything for us. Juggernaut, really? No buyback, 70 seconds on the sideline. That's the max.
Sick buybacks from NaVi. You know, Dota 2 has come such a long way in the past couple of years. In that situation, no one would be buying back 2 years, 3 years ago. But now, around Roshan, you know, you need to buy back. You need to defend the objective. The buyback from Blizzy, the Blade Mail was good to initiate. Lil's counter-initiation with the RP was super, super sick as well. But this Spectre seems untouchable. With a Dazzle behind him, he's got the heals, the sustain, and they've got the push forward onto the Jakiro to snipe him out with a charge and an Ice Blast. He's a goner. See ya, buddy. 6 feet under.
They say dragons are kind of eternal. Not this one. Jakiro, that's his 8th death. He'll buy back, but it won't slow down their push.
And the Greaves are allowing them to push this melee barracks as well. Magical is just keeping them all alive.
Jump in, no fear trouble. Charge through on Akuman as well. Lock down Jakiro. Yule's up in the air. And when he comes down, it's quite the mess around him. Throws out a nice path, but he's already dead. The dunk gives them movement speed to move away. And they'll be able to take the ranged racks alongside as the Guardian Greaves heals them up and they leave the base.
Tier 2's still standing top and bottom lane. Side lane's not really allowing for the push into a secondary lane of barracks. But Roshan is potentially an option here for NaVi.
Yeah, and it still hasn't fully recovered from Winstrike's attempts. They'll get rid of the Shrine first of all, and then it's probably going to be a cut and dry Roche for the side of NaVi. You have got the big ultimates for Winstrike again, so maybe you see a quick smoke rotation out after they push this wave in.
They kind of need to do something drastic, right? Juggernaut is falling behind the Spectre now. They still haven't had that big RP Omnislash play. Silence Omnislashes, they've, you know, been kind of disengaged from really nicely from NaVi, and they're not allowing the damage to be split and spread, because if you allow the Omnislash to cleave off of yourself onto other people, obviously you're amplifying the damage from it, but you're also opening up kills for the Queen of Pain, the Batrider, to get even more damage over time onto you. So it's really nice that NaVi are doing these delta splits to dodge the Omnislash.
They're going for Batrider here. Charge through. Lizzie's ready, but he gets revealed to charge in. The Ice Blast is there. Never Strike to control him up. Non-Grata with the Spirit Vessel on him. He's going to die to this. The Haunt now. Silent 40 may be able to turn this around, but now he needs to get out with the TP away. They're going to lose Non-Grata. They're going to chase for more crystallized Dusty Kuman, but he blinks out. But they already got their hands on the Aegis. Beautifully timed by NaVi to make sure that not only do they get that second life on the Spectre, but they instantly make sure Winstrike are removed from having an initiation form.
Whew.
Scary game.
Bat with no buyback, right? 5 minutes until he can pop his buyback. 5 minutes is a long time when the Spectre is breathing down your neck. Looking for that bottom tier 2, they should claim it. I'm not sure if high ground push is viable still here for them. They are looking
it's
down the barrel of I mean, there's still Blink RP, Omnislash, Sonic Wave. The big ultis are up for Winstrike, like you mentioned. It's still a dangerous proposition for them to shove high ground, but they're going to go for it anyway.
I mean, if you just expect to fall to the rest of the team, and that's what they're doing. They say, okay, he's got the second life. If they can't hard commit onto him, we can heal him up, as you see right there. So Nick will even join in with a few right clicks. They know they can at least get the tower out of this. Batrider's still gone for 15 seconds, but they'll move away now because they realize if the last two drags you too deep, you're in trouble. Zayat will just leave. My people need me on his way to the top lane just to push that out and get the runes as well. And you can already see you saw the TP. Jakira's like, maybe I can get that rune?
Maybe not. Yeah, we can see now, though, the fact that Heart is nearly up for the Spectre. They're getting these second rounds of items up, taking down shrines, fully controlling up the map with the Dire Vision spanning from southeast all the way to northwest around Roshan, around jungles. Zayats will push out that top wave, just one creep at a time. But it's most certainly smoke into smoke into smoke into try your damnedest to find a team fight that works for Winstrike. Kuman really hasn't had a showing in this one. Zayats?
Oh, Zayats? Kuman moves away just in time. They were charging up the Ice Blast as well. That's a little bit too close for comfort. Well, they still got a long time on this Aegis. Charged up.
What's the opposite of strike?
Defend.
Defend. That's what I was thinking as well.
Block.
That's the block. Yeah. Oh. Okay. So lose block. Nice.
Strike block. Yeah, that makes sense.
Not strike block.
NaVi's more yes-v.
Yes.
Sounds like he's just talking to Hugo when he's doing FIFA Vendetta. Yes-v. Whatever you want. And that's kind of how Winstrikes respond to NaVi. Whatever you want, NaVi. Just take our firstborns and leave us alive, please.
I mean, Winstrike right now, they are sheep. They are stuck in the pen. NaVi are the shepherds. They've herded their
They're not the
cattle.
They're the wolves. Let's be honest here.
They can be... No, they're border collies.
The tier 4 towers are the shepherds. They're protecting Winstrike from the wolves.
No, it's fine, dude. I mean, do you eat lamb?
Yeah, I've been known to have an occasional kebab.
Yeah, sometimes you have to kill the animal to eat it. And sometimes the shepherd is the one that does that, right? So NaVi, the shepherd, they're just putting their cuddly little fluffy friends into the pen to slaughter them later and turn them into yummy food.
I named the sheep. Don't do this.
Oh, but Jeremy will be fine. Don't you worry. We'll keep Jeremy alive. Don't tell KillerPigeon he's first for dinner tonight.
So that's what they meant when they said he's well seasoned. I thought they meant he was a veteran.
Nope.
And the veteran's the Winstrike.
Salt and pepper.
Well, they got to be feeling salty about this game, that's for sure.
So right now, NaVi not showing any heroes bar Spectre, because the one way for Winstrike to come back in, again, is the combo, right?
Uh-oh.
What?
Horn in. Looking on the Juggernaut. Gets the spin out in time. We'll be able to move away. The Haunts across. Just trying to cause anarchy here. As the charge comes in. There's a BKB Science. And then a strike turnaround. Silent down. Low on HP. Tries to get the mana dodge out into the Omni Slash. But no, he
No
can't.
buyback, John.
He died. He couldn't use his ultimate at all. No buyback. No fear. Dead as well. And it looks like NaVi might have just done this. The GG comes out. Winstrike no start.
Really sick from NaVi. That was desperately needed for them.
Fantastic game from NaVi. We said earlier today they were looking pretty flawless. The execution was on point, and it felt like the same story in this game. You know, we kind of hit it on the nail on the head, right? We said they're going to rotate his force. Spectre's going to do what he wants, and then he's going to arrive. And there's going to be pure anarchy. And despite Jug being ahead in farm for most of the game, it didn't matter. I have to give some credit to the fact that it didn't matter because Zayats had an absurd amount of cash on him at any given point in the game for a possible.
Zayats had a spot on game as that Spirit Breaker. You know, you think about Spirit Breaker against Queen of Pain, difficult. Think about today in general. We've talked a lot about the position 4s. The old roaming pos 4 has kind of died. We see a lot more lane presence now. You know, it's the 2-1-2 meta. We've gone into aggressive tri-lanes. We're giving supports kind of jungle time. But roaming supports just don't really seem to get a lot done because of redundancy. You don't want your hero to be sat in fog, waiting to do nothing at any point in the first 5 or 6 minutes. You want them to be getting experience, gold, lane pressuring, shoving towers, something, anything. And Zayats, he didn't have a single second of downtime. When was he ever in a redundant position? He was always looking for charges, pressuring people, bashing people, getting up in their faces. Even when he was dying, he was doing something active and aggressive for his team.
And this ramp up, this build choice, right? Going for the drums, the phase boots as well. You got to remember that even if it's in a scenario where he dies, the buyback and the charge back in with the bulldoze is so swift that it's almost like he never left the fight. And this was always a worrying factor for Winstrike. You know, we said, well, they need to pick someone off of non-Grata. Who do they pick off? Because 4 of them are going together and there's a Spectre alone. If you jump the Spectre, honestly, I feel like after the Reigns came over, they instantly had to strike. And if they didn't, there was never going to be enough damage to kill off Crystallize. I mean, they had 1 or 2 good fights, right? They had the big combos with the RP into the Quops combos, right? But you knew that was going to peak off. You know, we talked very early on. Maybe Kuman, with this Midas, just starts to turn into a right click. He never got there. He went, Yules Lincolns. Everything about what he's done here has been defensive.
Yeah, Kuman, like I said it like 10 minutes into the game. I'm waiting for Kuman to have a game, and he just didn't have one. It was a struggle for him. He had some good ultimates. He had some good setups. He had some atrocious blinks into the middle of 3 enemy heroes as well. So it was a bit hit and miss from Kuman, unfortunately for them. But I think NaVi just styled on them. Really, really well done by NaVi.
Formidable display, and that means that NaVi are looking stronger as they head towards the playoffs as we start to get closer to the round out of this group stage. But that is actually it for today, folks. That's right. We are done here. You've heard enough Britskis for now, but you'll hear more. That's right. Tomorrow you'll be tortured by Nomad as he'll return for at least the first 5. There might be some tiebreakers involved potentially later after that. But yeah, he'll have the 5 games tomorrow. And he'll start the day off for you with Nemiga versus Team Spirit. So, you know, CIS, ironically enough, being casted by a bunch of British people. It's a weird invasion plan, but here we are. It has been a pleasure, though, Gareth. I believe that's you done for the CIS coverage. But you're going to be back, aren't you? You're coming back.
I'll be back for Europe. Yeah, I'm not sure how many games I'm doing yet. Schedule is still being written up, but I should be back for 4 or 5 European games, which I believe I'm casting with Swordfish on the 12th, I believe, as well. So 5 days from now.
I get it. You got sick of me. I'll be back as well. I haven't really decided casting partner yet. I know that I know Jenkins failed to qualify, so
nice.
That might be a choice. Or maybe, guys, maybe I go a different angle because player in the CIS qualifiers, I'm going to be back with Draskell Daddy. That's right. On the 9th, me and him have one of the semi-finals.
Dadskill.
Dadskill will be here with me. But that's it from us for now. Thank you for tuning in. This has been KillerPigeon and Gareth. And I believe it's time for you to drag your souls over to the SA region and watch a different type of bloodbath.
See ya.